Hello, welcome to another Tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration with your painter in residence. I'm Francis McCarthy, and welcome as well to day 22 of the Past Masters series. The painting we're doing today is painted after Camille Corot. It's called River with a Distant Tower, and really a lot of contrast in this painting. I don't know if it's the only version I could find. I just really dug the composition and I went with the contrast. I don't think, of course, his dark areas in his painting probably weren't as dark, but I decided to just go with it. I actually really love the patterns of light and dark that he created, and that was what was attracting me anyway. So, yeah, there you go. Wow, day 22. So like 3 more days in this series, and then I'll have to. That's 3 weeks. So got 3 weeks to. Wow, I won't even be done painting the next series, which is actually going to be 44 paintings. But I think what I'll do is I like to just sit there and do all these first passes and not actually go in and do the second pass until I have them all done. That's what I've done on the first 100 days of tonalism, and then in fact, in the first 100 days of tonalism, I didn't even do a second pass in all of them. And then the second and third, the second 25 days of tonalism, and then the one after that, it was the same. I definitely did a second pass and everything, but yeah, I just went ahead and painted all. In fact, in most up to this time, I had actually gone through and done all the underpaintings and drawings in one stage, then all the first color passes in the second stage, and then all the final finishes in the third stage. But I think what I'll do is break that up a little. So maybe when I hit, well, I'm getting close to 10 now. I did my 9th one this week, so when I get close to 10, I'll step back and do finishes. Or I just have to stay a week or two ahead of you anyway, so I might do that. We'll see. There was the first one I did, which is actually, I think it's the same painting that is featured in my end title on each video for this series. That's the 5x7 study I did of my favorite Ines painting. I did the 7x10 I'm real happy with. The thing I'm not as happy with is the really heavy texture on it, and I'm really kind of keen to take a crack at it on a less textured board, maybe even as an 8x12. So that just gives me latitude with that painting to, I don't know, sell it or give it to somebody or sell it. I like to sell them because I have a lot of paintings. I have more paintings than I have money. That's what I would say. But not that I'm hurting, but whatever. It's always good to sell a painting and get it into people's home. That's the thing. I can only look at so many of my own paintings. I need them to go into people's homes and hang on their walls so that they can look at them, and it really becomes quite a bit more about them than it was about me. I just made the painting, Anyway, today is Sunday. Wow, April 29th. We're just blowing through another year. And Sunday, my day off, so wasn't in the studio today. Doing a lot of hard drive cleanup and stuff like that, and I had some time this evening. It's about 8 o'clock on Sunday evening, so I thought, I'll just get this video recorded, which I wanted to do earlier today, but wasn't able to get to it. So here we are. We're doing another one, and we have I want to say 415, but some of the very earliest videos on the channel are just tests and things like that. I think there's a video from one of my art shows like in 2013 or 14 up there, and it's starting to be a long time ago now. But we have a lot of videos, and I notice even though I don't always get out, I like to get out, you know, at least 3 videos a week, maybe even 4 if I can, but I haven't been doing that. It's been more like 2. But there's a lot of content there, so if you like what I do, in fact, say you like this Camille Corot study I'm doing, I've created a playlist with a lot of Corots on it. It's not comprehensive. As a matter of fact, when I get to the end of this series, what I'll do is go dig in and make sure everything's assigned to the correct playlist. But as it stands, I think that's a playlist with 15 videos in it, so you'd be sitting there for well over an hour, or at least an hour, watching me do my my best impression of Camille Corot, which is something I love to do. I absolutely love to make copies of Corots, man. Yeah, because he's great. He's really I always want to say somebody's my favorite painter until I'm talking about someone else. The one guy I'm real consistent with is George Ness, because his work resonates with me on a very deep level, and so does Camille Corot's, but Ness has got a special place in my heart, really. And I think it boils down to, like, both of them masters of composition. If anything, I'd have to give the more consistent compositional genius award to Corot. But the thing about Ness's composition was that it's more radical. It's very radical in some cases, and he makes things work that I've never seen anyone else make work. And he thought about these things very deeply and intensely. He wasn't afraid to fail. And I talked a lot about that on this channel, and but it's always good to bring it up, since, you know, we all have to wrangle with it as painters. And I tell you, I fail less the more I go down the road, but I do still fail, and it's never a good feeling. It sucks. It's not pleasant. However, it is important that you be willing to fail, and that you do fail, because you really can't get anything done without some failure once in a while. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, and you need to be fearless in the face of it. You need to just fail, and then the next day you get right up on the horse, and maybe the next day you go after something that you know you can do well. You know, give yourself a little boost. That's the other thing I do with that. The diatribe about failure, I also have another diatribe about supporting yourself as an artist and doing things that lift you up. And it can be simple things like pre-mixing colors on your palette before you go to lunch, so that they're there and ready for you when you get back, or having a good supply of boards ready for when you actually get it together to do some painting, or maybe things like not referring to yourself or your work in a negative way, you know, or if other people are critical and harsh, just letting it go, not taking it on board. That's what I mean by supporting yourself as an artist. Anyway, we're getting close to the end here. Thank you so much for joining me today. All you new subscribers, you guys are awesome. And old subscribers, I never want to leave you out, because you guys are great. You've been with me for a long time, some of you, and I really appreciate it. I'll be back real soon with another video. Meanwhile, please take good care and stay out of trouble.